Alright, so we already know Terry McLaurin, Debo Samuel, 5, right? This unstoppable trio that's supposed to be taking place this upcoming season. I already know it's going to be dangerous and we going to have a ball watching those fellas play. However, when the fellas showed up to OTAs yesterday and they snapped this picture of Debo Samuel, Zach Ertz, and Jaden Daniels, Zach Ertz posted it on his Instagram, by the way, I said, what if this is the sneaky, deadly trio that no one is talking about? Everybody expects Terry McLaurin, Debo Samuel, and Jaden Daniels to be the trio, but what if it's really another trio brewing as well? Let's talk about it.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career and he's already milking injuries, like...
Stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about this sneaky trio that no one's really talking about. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. For it, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. So we really appreciate it if you can reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So the Washington Commanders are in town right now, rookie mini camps and stuff like that. Some of the vets are also there for OTAs as well. And this is how we saw the picture of Zach Ertz and Jaden Daniels and then Debo Samuel posted on socials. And my immediate reaction was like, man, imagine how nasty that trio is going to be this upcoming season. Who else felt that way? Because I know, like, we already know Terry, Debo, 5, that's going to be nasty. We already know that. But, like, so many other combinations could be in the mix as well for how creative this offense can be. And like I said, when we re-signed Zach Ertz, I'm not expecting, especially at this age of Zach Ertz, to get me 1,000 yards, 900 yards, 800 yards. Literally copy and paste what he did last season, and we are Gucci. We are Gucci. More than the stats, I care about his health, and he surprised me and was able to stay healthy for 17 games last year and was such a key contributor to this offense. So if he can do that again with the addition of Debo Samuel, with a second year of Ben Sinnott behind him and other guys as well, I feel like this offense could be borderline unstoppable. Now, of course, right, you have to take in consideration that he is older, right? So we don't necessarily know what we're getting. We're banking our money off of him potentially doing what he did last year. Debo Samuel, contrary to popular belief, he's kind of in a proven situation as well, right? He's coming off of an injury riddled season, not the best season with the 49ers as well. And he's on a 1-year prove-it deal, kind of like, I want to get that long-term contract. So that is also why I feel like this is going to be a stellar season. Now, obviously, it's not going to be the same dramatic and emotional season because now expectations has arrived and are here, so we no longer are accepting mediocrity. We are no longer accepting this Cinderella story. We play a team and we're expected to win, right? So of course it's not going to have that same attachment, but in terms of the talent that we have on this roster, you can't tell me it's not better, right? Like even Jalen Lane, right? Like, you look at him, he's a rookie, but I still see now why they drafted him, man. Did you guys see his raw score? Did you guys see how fast he is, right? And how many people are excited about what he can do as a punt returner, man? Like I said, we haven't had a true punt returner since Volume 1, Jamison Crowder, DeAndre Carter, maybe, of course. But Brandon Banks, even more so than that. Like, we haven't had a dynamic guy since then, and Jalen Lane comes around, and he could potentially provide that for you, right? And of course, so many question marks are surrounding the veterans in terms of what is Michael Gallup going to be. I think he has a chance to be his old self. This guy had a 2023 year off after retiring, and he's healthy, and he was a former 1,000-yard receiver. I'm not even telling you, give me 1,000 yards again. Just give me 500, 600. And a lot of people have to understand as well when it comes to guys like Zach Ertz and why I put him in this dominant trio that I think could happen with him, Jaden Daniels, and Deebo Samuel, is because it's not necessarily the 600 yards that makes him dangerous. It's the way that they happen, right? So imagine fourth quarter, 2-minute drive, and it's 3rd and 8, and you gotta have it. Who's another guy that's always was open last year and coming up big? Zach Ertz. Outside of that Steelers game where he came down a little too short, he always stepped up for us, right? That Falcons game stepped up huge for us. He always answered. And that's essentially all we need. Same with Deebo Samuel. I think he can be super dangerous. Obviously, we think he has the potential to be a 1,000-yard player, whether it's through the air or on the ground. But even if it's not statistically dominant, but plays and he in the way he's getting his yards, scrapping forward, having a game in which he has a 14-yard run and a 14-yard yards after catch, kind of like, it doesn't always have to mean 1,000 yards, 1,100, 1,200 yards. That would be great, but what is he doing when it comes to these plays? Is it the 12 yards per catch? Like, what are we doing? And that's really what matters to me, and that's why I put these three guys together alongside Terry McLaurin. Obviously, Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel and Jaden Daniels is a whole separate little dominant crew, 3-man crew that we already know about, though. Like, that's already expected to happen and bound to happen. This is just a little sneaky jump that I don't think nobody's taking into consideration. And then we don't get into the backfield, right? Like, shout out to my man Z. He's so high on Jacoby Murray, and it's really because he sees a better Antonio Gibson in him. But that's the first thing that I said too. Like, I think Jacoby Murray, or he likes to be called Bill, I heard, he is a much better and much more fluid Antonio Gibson. And being compared to Antonio Gibson isn't bad. I get it. I know his tenure here in Washington didn't finish well, whether it was fumbling, injuries, and stuff like that. But let's not forget 2020 Gibby. Like, he was really good. So him being his comparison, Antonio Gibson, for me, isn't bad, right? Like, and then you still got Austin Eckler, who is a yak running back who can run out the catch, catch out the backfield, also take carries and whatnot. So look, man, I'm telling you, bro, this offense may not be loaded with superstar names, but the way that we played last year, you cannot tell me we're just gonna fall off. A better year 2 from 5, a better offensive line with additions of Laramie Tunsil and Josh Connolly Jr. and eventually, hopefully, at some point we get Sam Cosmi back, right? In addition to the backfield, hopefully Jacoby Murray is really solid for us, right? And another addition to the wide receiver room, whether it's adding Jalen Lane, whether it's bringing in Deebo Samuel, whether it's adding Michael Gallup, who I really think is kind of like that sneaky X factor to this offense if he makes the roster, because again, no one knows what he's doing. Nobody expects anything out of him. This is the perfect situation that he could be in, because 2023 he took off. So people are like, man, he's probably washed. He doesn't want to be in the NFL. He retired for a reason, and this is the perfect opportunity for him to sneak up on somebody and really prove that he still got it. Again, do not allow him being away to forget that he was a 1,000-yard receiver. Not saying he's going to do that here. That's not my expectation. My expectation is definitely for him to come in and contribute to this wide receiver room. And Jaden Daniels makes anybody look good. Let's keep it a buck, right? He was throwing to Olamide Zaccheaus, right? He was throwing to Noah Brown, who's back, who I love, right? He was throwing to guys, Jamison Crowder. Like, come on, he was throwing to anybody and still giving them opportunities. Luke McCaffrey, another season under his belt. Hopefully he can pan out to be something. But more importantly, outside of Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel in 5, that tight end, man. And oh yeah, and I forgot to even say, right? Like, John Bates. They were like, why did we re-sign John Bates if he was just for blocking? No, they expect John Bates to have a better year this year in terms of pass catching. They expect to use him more in his offense in terms of a pass catcher. If you're telling me John Bates, a guy that I almost have a heart attack every time he catches the football and tries to make a football move, if you're telling me he has a second level that we haven't seen yet and they expect him, I trust Adam Peters, I trust Cliff Kingsbury in terms of what they're seeing at practice. If they're telling me there's some type of second level that John Bates is about to get to, oh man, look out. That is crazy. John Bates we're talking about here. Right? And we didn't even talk about young fella Ben Sinnott. Like, this offense is so full of untapped potential. Like, again, to the outsider, to non-Washington Commanders fans, it's probably looking like, oh, who the hell are these guys he's talking about? He's talking about random guys. But to people that watched us last year in its entirety, into the fan base, you guys know what I'm talking about. You know the untapped potential that's on this roster. Again, a good mix of vets, young guys, superstar caliber guys, and guys with so much potential. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Outside of Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, and Fab, we already know that's going to be a crazy trio. What is an unexpected like trio or even player that you think is going to be contributing really well to this team this upcoming season that really much nobody's talking about? I mean, I didn't even bring up defense, but you can bring up defense if you want to. But I was trying to keep it more so for the offensive side of the ball today. But y'all have a blessed one. Stay safe, easy out there. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti. I'll catch y'all later, Slim. Peace. One road to 10K.
Never gave a damn. Ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a line.